the next one. The next one also says that we must show the hidden detail and the isometric. Oh, I'm not gonna do the isometric. I'm just gonna jump right straight to the isometric. I mean the sectioning, right? So now it shows us that we must stand at the top and show what's gonna be left here. If we check what's gonna be left there, we are given a drawing here, and meaning that this is a circle which is on the front. We could see that by looking at the side, meaning that we're not going to have the top part of the circle, meaning that we're not going to have a hidden detail anymore here. So this hidden detail is going to be what? It's going to be a solid line. Okay? If this hidden detail is a solid line, and then we're having a circle that runs all the way through, and we're cutting it in half. So meaning that this circle is also going to be a solid line. All right. Now, again, we're having this line. What is this line telling us? What is it telling us? This line is telling us this part of the drawing. Remember, this thing is open like this, like a C shape, but facing the other direction. So meaning that this is the bottom part and the top part, which is a hidden detail. But then now we are removing the top part like this, like we chopping. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but we are chopping all the way through. All right, we're removing this guy like this, and we must come and see it from the top, meaning the hatching is only going to happen at this point. Okay, we're going to show that just now, meaning that this must be a solid line. Okay, and then this one here, this guy, we illustrate him? Now, if you can look at this front drawing, you're given something, you're given this line here, but then we do not know where actually this line is, but you are told that there's something. If you can check this guy, it's just a solid line, which tells us that over here, even from the side, it tells us over here there is an opening on the side, meaning that we're only gonna see half of the opening. So, meaning that this opening will also be a solid line, right? Now we're going to hatching, and this is where we're gonna hatch. Remember, we touched here, we touched here, oops, undo, we touched here, and then, why is it doing like that? Okay, I think I need to fix that because I do not understand why is it reading at this line there. So I'm just gonna delete it and add another line there. It's fine. So let me add a line. Let me add another line here. So the hatching will go from here. Solid line is solid line. Remember, we're only cutting over here. All right, meaning that this whole untouched part at the bottom here is this whole guy here, all right? And like that, that's where only the hatching happens, okay? And this is an opening which is left at the bottom. This is this part from there to there, okay? Now, I hope that was clear. And then let's go to the last one. So the last one, we're having something like this. Again, if we're having something like this, it's to our advantage that we could just draw where the cutting plane will be. And that way it will help us to understand the drawing better. Okay. Let's go like that. I'm just gonna take out this little guy, this little intruder, and then over there we're gonna get something like this. We know it actually jumps on the inside and then comes back to a certain extent, and then it's gonna come and continue on the same line. If I were to be accurate, how much is that? Let me see, that's 26 point, that's 25.6. So 25.6. I'm just gonna come there again. Okay. This is where the cutting plane will happen. And then from there, I could just come and trace it again. Okay, until there. Over here, we could come and have this guy that will touch there. And we'll come and have this guy continuing. If this guy's continuing, then we can come and close it off there. All right. Yes. So this will actually help us in terms of identifying where the cutting plane touched. Okay. Um, this is the inside. We don't really see it. So I'm just gonna get rid of it until there so that it doesn't cause confusion. Yes. So on this drawing, this is where the cutting plane happens. All right. This is where it happens. This is where it touches. Okay. Now we are told that we should section this part. All right. So we already have an idea of where the cutting plane should be. So now we're just gonna go and quickly run through it. And we say that this guy will be cut in half. If it's cut in half, then that means it's a solid line. We're told that at the back, there's a circle, which will be also cut in half. So it's gonna be a solid line too. Okay? And over here, we're gonna have this guy split open, right? This whole guy. And this surface is this front surface, this back surface is that. And then this one is the one that actually curves inside from the other side, right? Now, this is what we're gonna have. So probably this one exists according to the drawing. Yes, because this surface is this surface, and this one, it's the one at the back which curves inside. All right. Now, meaning that over here we cut a little bit of it. We come and cut it where we cut it there. So you can still even use the 45 degrees line that we already have. You can make use of that. by actually showing us where exactly it cuts. All right. So I'm just gonna edit it to here, and to make it less confusing, I'm just gonna make it a oops. Okay, I need to switch on these lines, and then I need to come and trim. I am doing this so that I can know exactly when to stop the cutting. Okay, now from here, I could just project a line straight to the top. Now somebody asked me what are the use of these lines on this drawing. In situations like this, you really need those lines to show you exactly where and to be more accurate. Okay, now it shows us that the cut and plane touch thing, right? This is where the cut and plane happens. So it discontinues it from going at the top, meaning that now what we're actually removing, keep layer off, what we're actually removing is everything from here, all right? Everything from there. Let me just extend this and show everything from there. If I were to trim out, it's gonna be everything from there. All right, meaning that everything there. So that's the part that we're gonna have. So some of these will be shortened, and yes. So let me just do undo. Okay. Now looking at that, at what we had, meaning that this whole part is gonna be gone. All right. Now this whole part will be halved. Okay. And over here, this is where we're gonna start having a slide problem. But it isn't a problem anymore if we have these lines. Now those lines tells us that this guy, the cut started here. So meaning that over here we can come and project a solid line. Okay. So from here, yes, it matches it. And then to there. Okay. I'm just gonna keep that for now and just close off this. Okay, meaning that this guy is no longer there, which is this guy, right? Meaning that now I must just start with the small shape there. You notice it's like that. Okay, so this guy will be forced to be a solid line, but a solid line until where? This guy will be out, this part will be out, because we don't show hidden detail, meaning that these parts must be out. Okay, and then this tells us that the hatch will happen where? The hatch will happen here. This is where the hatch will happen. And like that, voila, there we have it. Done and dusted. So tell me what you think. Subscribe, comment, and share. Bye bye.